Hello, everybody, and welcome to Off the Top. I'm your host, Anthony Bonet, and joining me on this ride is Melissa Rodriguez. Melissa, how are you?
Hello, nice to meet everyone. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so excited.
Great. So can you, so first of all, how are you doing? And can you just explain to everybody like what it is that you do at the agency?
Yeah, so I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. I'm really excited to be here. I'm a sophomore advertising major here at UF. Very proud to be a Gator, top 5, all the things. At the agency, I am a project coordinator. I started just under a year ago, and I've loved it ever since. My first real account that I got put on was doing like website and social media strategy for one of the other schools at UF's campus, and now I did Brand Bowl, which was a huge event for the Super Bowl, kind of planning that, having all the research behind it, all the event planning, which was my favorite part. And now I'm actually the project coordinator for the podcast. So it's really exciting to be on the podcast while also being the project coordinator for it. But yeah, I love being a project coordinator because I always say that my favorite part is you get to be a part of every single step of the project or the client deliverables. You get to see it from the client email coming in with the need to then the sitting down with your account supervisor, figuring everything out. How are we going to split this up? Then it goes into research, strategy, execution, all this stuff. And it's just so fulfilling to see the project go from start to end. And kind of you were there walking alongside of it the whole time.
Yeah, PCs, project coordinators, project managers, whatever you want to call them, they keep the clocks running, they keep everything on time, and they are the angel on the shoulder of account leads. And as the technical account lead of the podcast, I can safely say that I've experienced the great help that PCs. I remember I was told by Olivia Salzman, who no longer is with us, but she's off to greater pastures. I remember her saying to me, "Oh yeah, if you want, you can have a project coordinator, but you don't have to." And I remember thinking,
I remember you talking to me.
I don't need a project coordinator. And then I was talking to Melissa in class, and I said, "Yeah, I don't need a project coordinator.
Yeah.
Thanks. I am my own project coordinator. I'm picky."
He said, "I can do all the things. I'm so controlling."
I didn't say it like that. I didn't say it like that. I think what I said was, I said I am controlling. I am pretty controlling. Which is just,
it's your baby.
It's just another code word for not knowing how to delegate well is really what controlling means. And then like the same day I'm sitting in the library and I'm like, I think I do need a project coordinator, and we really have two, because it's you and then Alex Ayala, who's an associate producer or assistant producer, but it's kind of the same thing. So different context, same kind of thing. But now I'm all the hundreds and hundreds of messages that I've probably sent you in the past week alone. If I didn't have anybody else to talk to about organizing this stuff, putting all this stuff together,
your Slack messages to yourself is just endless.
Oh yeah, man,
I love using that feature.
Yeah, the
Slack message to yourself is amazing. Shout out to whoever created that. I needed that.
Yeah,
I need to talk to myself.
Note to
self. I need
to
think these through.
I remember, did you ever use Kik?
No,
the Kik messaging
I used it
series?
for 2 days and I was like, this is so weird. And so I deleted it.
Kik was the bomb in middle school.
I know. I remember everyone being like, kick me. And I'm like, no, text me.
Well,
also I didn't have friends, so.
Kudos to you, I guess, for not following the trend. But I had Kik, and Kik had the message yourself feature.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's been around for a while. I don't know who started that. I don't know where it came from. If it was just always there, but yeah, it is. It's useful. Yeah. So welcome. Glad to have you. It's funny because we're in this rush of getting people on the show, And there was a like for the first few days when we had the guest interest form out and like nobody was filling it out, I messaged the entire podcast team. I was like, hey guys, if nobody is interested in coming on the show, then y'all are gonna be on the show. So I guess Michael was the first one to be on the show. He was always meant to do that, but now you're here. I always tease Angel that she's gonna be on here at one point.
Angel's our amazing videographer and audio specialist, rock star person.
Yes, behind the camera right now,
Wearing her magic,
sitting on the bench.
Yeah,
ready to come on.
I'm so excited to be here. I feel like it's just such a cool opportunity. I'm so excited to get this project rolling and see all the amazing people that we have at the agency get featured on here and kind of have this platform to speak about some things that they're really passionate about and really smart and wise about. Like, I don't know, we just have so many cool people. We have so many cool conversations around that conference table in that garage.
Oh my God.
And I'm just so excited for those to finally get featured and have other people see the magic that happens at the agency at UF.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's a lot of personality. There's a lot of
yes.
a lot
That's,
of
we don't like that.
There's a lot of characters around that. I like to I don't know. I'm gonna describe this kind of mindset that I have, and then you can tell me whether or not it's that Euphoria main character thing that is talking, because I don't watch Euphoria and
I don't either. So
I don't know jack about Euphoria, but I sometimes I think about life as like a TV show, you know.
Okay.
You know, and in the agency show, there's like this recurring cast of people that like are always in the office. I'm just, because I don't really participate much in conversation. I kind of
you kind of sit in the corner sometimes.
Yeah, I sit in the corner.
He's got
and
work to do, you know.
I observe. I do my work. I observe, and then I keep all my thoughts in for the podcast when nobody can shut me up. So there's always those characters, like there's you, there's Mackenzie, Carolina, Nick, Ginny, there's did I say Mackenzie? Katrina, Michael. There's so many of these characters, and there's really no place for them to shine, as who they are. They have great work that they do with a bunch of great clients,
Mm-hmm.
And they're, in some ways, their personality and creativity shines in the work that they do, but themselves, there's no like place to get raw them, so this is what I hope this can be.
I hope this can be that too, and I think we're on the right track. I think this is gonna be an amazing thing that I think people are gonna be really excited to come on the podcast once we start publishing them and people start like hearing them and they're like, dang, these are some pretty cool things. I should be a part of this.
Yeah, come to the treehouse, the off the top treehouse. Hopefully the treehouse doesn't blow off the top. Maybe it's like one of those lame tree houses that's like on the ground. We're on a good track. And you said track, and I just immediately looked like at the train, the little logo train that we have here, symbolizing that we're on track.
Oh, okay. I was a little confused as to why it was here, but I just was gonna roll with it.
Yeah, pun
intended.
I mean, I want to decorate the place, make it, have a.
This is your first decoration?
Yeah.
It's your prized possession?
Yeah, I got that for Christmas, last Christmas. It was a Lego gift card, not gift card, a greeting card. And so it's like a greeting card, you open it up and it came with like a little pack of things to build that with. And so I built the little Lego trains.
I didn't even realize it was Legos.
Yeah, it's Legos.
It's pretty cool.
The whole thing is Legos. Lego's getting a little bit
complex.
Yeah, like I don't know if you can really justify that, because Legos used to be like the bucket full of blocks.
Oh, so fun.
That you put together. And now it's like, okay, all these are pretty specialized parts for this train. I don't know what else I could use these things for.
It kind of takes the creativity out of it a little bit, don't you think?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
I mean, maybe they still sell them and we're just not their audience anymore.
Oh, so Lego's huge. Lego's huge.
Yeah.
The Lego store in Disney Springs. You ever been there?
I haven't been there in a long time, so I can't remember it.
Oh, that place is massive. Okay. So this is a podcast about advertising and marketing, right? But it's about whatever we want, honestly. So you're seeing me pull this out. It's because, the format of the show, we come with topics that we want to talk about. I have a topic, Melissa has a topic, and we have some vague idea about what the topics are. But one of us needs to go first. So that's why I have this dice here. So this is a 20-sided die.
Yeah.
It's used for Dungeons and Dragons. I'm a big Dungeons and Dragons player. Have you even heard of what D&D is?
I've heard the name. Nothing past that.
Okay. One day, Dungeons and Dragons, you should play it at some point. Okay. I might I wish I had the time to like make a cool campaign. But if I could, I'd love to make a campaign with or like some one shot with the podcast team, because it's great. But anyway, I have these dice. And so we're going to roll it, or I'm going to roll it, or you can roll it, whoever decides to roll it. So pick from either 1 to 10. If it lands on 1 through 10, one of us goes. If it lands 11 through 20, one of the other goes. Okay. Which one would you be? Would you want to be? I'll take
1 through 10.
You'll take 1 through 10. I'll take 11 through 20. Do you want to roll it?
I'll roll it.
Okay, here you go.
Okay, let's see. 18.
18. Okay. I'm going
You're
first.
up.
Awesome. I've been having a lot of luck with this dice. Or maybe I haven't. I don't know. It depends. All right. So, to kind of set this topic up, I am obsessed with Christmas. Christmas, the months of November and December, those 2 months of the year are my favorite months of the year.
You start November 1st.
Hands down. I start earlier and earlier every year.
He's gonna be bringing out the Christmas tree in August.
The older, I still have my Christmas tree up. It's a little. It's a shitty Charlie Brown Christmas tree. Okay. If you remember from the Charlie Brown Christmas special, if you ever saw that, they have like a little like wimpy tree with like one ornament hanging from it. Mm-hmm. My ornament, I got that from Publix.
The tree?
The tree.
Okay.
I got the tree from Publix 2 years ago for a Secret Santa. And turns out I go to the Secret Santa and one of them already has one of those trees set up. So I'm like, okay, well, I have this now. And so I left that in my car for over a year.
What? How?
I just left it.
For a year?
Yeah.
You're exaggerating.
In box. No. I'm not exaggerating.
What car do you drive that you didn't need that space?
A Hyundai Sonata. Who do you think? Like, how much space do you need? I'm the only one driving. I'm driving myself around. I'm not.
Yeah, but for a whole year, you don't like need to put luggage in there at any point. You don't need to like.
Dude,
put groceries
the box is like this big.
That for a Christmas tree?
It's a tiny tree. It's like a tabletop. Yeah, it's like a tabletop tree.
Okay, I was thinking like the little ones, but they're still like hung up. Like I was like, that takes up my whole trunk.
No. One tree, one little tabletop tree. So I left it in. Oh my gosh. I left it in my car for a year. Okay, over a year, through the hottest days of the year, through the coldest days of the year.
The coldest days in Florida.
The coldest days in Florida of the year. So I finally, last December, I decided, okay, let me take this, open up this tree and set it up. Hopefully it's okay. I don't know what I was expecting. I take it, the tree's fine. And it comes with it's like the tree in the show. It's a
plastic tree?
It's a plastic tree. Gotcha. There's like a blanket that it comes with that you wrap around the base of it. And then the ornament was inside of the blanket. I didn't know this. So
fantastic.
I take the blanket out and I feel it. I'm like, oh my God, it's hard. And in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, the heat, it probably melted. This blanket probably melted in the heat and got hardened in the cold and went through it all over again. Now the blanket's just hard. So I'm squeezing it. I'm like, oh, let me try to break up this blanket. And then I squeeze it and then I hear glass shattering. I'm like, oh my God, the ornament was inside. So I open it up and it's in pieces. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to let that dampen my Christmas spirit.
Understood.
So I taped with Scotch tape pieces, like the largest pieces of the ornament, like all over the tree.
My God.
So
when was this? October?
this was like November, I think it was. Okay. Yeah, November of 2021. So I have this tree with like shattered pieces of ornament taped to
Does it even resemble a sphere?
a little.
Okay.
Just put your imagination to it. But that's so that I'm so obsessed with Christmas that Christmas has been on my mind even recently, And we're in the spring heading into the summer. I've had Christmas songs in my head. My favorite song, my most listened songs on Spotify of all time are all from the Michael Bublé Christmas album. And the number one song on there is "It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Christmas." I love that song.
That's such a happy song.
So I'm singing that song around the apartment recently. My roommates are probably wanting to kill me. They're annoyed. So I need to get Christmas out of my head. So I think I need to inject some realism into my mind, and in realism into the minds of everybody else about what Christmas really is. And if you're thinking, talking about Christmas right now, Anthony, really, yes, I am. It's my show.
I do.
Christmas in July, Okay, so I want to talk about some little known Christmas marketing facts to get this out of my head and like really talk about what's behind Christmas, how this came along. So the first target on my hit list is Santa Claus. So Santa Claus, and I'd love, I'll stop talking at some point so that you can give your take on this. So Santa Claus, Christmas as a whole is a super commercial holiday. It really doesn't mean what it should mean, like given the context that it's really about. We're both Christian, so that, there's the whole saying, remember the reason for the season. And, Christmas for people who are, devout practicing Christians means something a little bit different than people who are secular and do Christmas, in a different way. I love both ways of celebrating Christmas, but that secular Christmas, that commercial Christmas, it was made by people like us. It was made by marketers. It was really popularized by department stores, advertisers, so like I was reading these articles in like really the mid 19th century, where like, so Christmas kind of comes from like this German, Dutch, like a lot of traditions that we follow, like the tree, the ornaments, the kind of things like that. The attire comes from like this Germanic origin, and then it gets passed along to England, where England makes it about a time of festivity and in spirit and a generous spirit, and like there's the whole the eating, the feast, and giving presents, and then it travels to the Americas. And as we're industrializing, department stores say, hey, wait a second, there's this time of the year where people are giving
big money.
We're like, hey, give gifts during Christmas, guys. We can be the people that they buy their gifts from. So they start, advertising. Hey, like there's a poster, like one of the first posters featuring Santa Claus. Doesn't look like Santa Claus at all. But it's jolly old Saint Nick holding up like a bunch of medicine bottles.
Okay.
No, it's wine. He's holding up wine and he's like, oh, the best wine, buy it over here, give it for Christmas. So so what do you think about kind of the commercial reality of Christmas as we see it now? Like, what's your take on that? What do you think?
I also love Christmas. It's not my favorite holiday. Hot take. It used to be. Now my favorite is Easter. For like you said, like we're both Christians, and I really do love the like meaning behind a holiday as I've like I guess gotten older. So Easter is my favorite. It's like represents like my faith, like the epitome of my faith is Easter. But Christmas also ties into that, and Christmas, it's like a whole season long thing. So what isn't there to love? I love a good theme. The music, amazing. And the commercialized like Christmas, like buying gifts and stuff, I think it makes for some really great advertisements. Like it's just the culmination, like everything is leading up to this point. Black Friday is like, we're here, it's ready. And yeah, whenever I think Christmas, commercialized Christmas commercials, I think of the Hershey's, the bells.
Yes.
I actually was at some sort of conference, like virtual conference, and the CMO of Hershey's was there, and she said, "Hot take, I don't like that commercial," and I was like, "What?"
It's like one of your most. That's their most iconic commercial.
I know. I love that commercial. It makes me so happy every time with the little like the ribbon at the end going like this, like swinging to the side. It just makes me so happy.
The bell at the end, they go. They're like.
It's so cute. I love it. It's like, it's so simple, so smart. I think it works because it's become iconic at this point, honestly. But yeah, that's my hot take. What was your question?
So does there's a okay, so let me frame it differently. There's things in life when you're growing up that as a kid, like you kind of hold in some regard, like, and so with Christmas it's like, we grow up, some people grow up with the lie that Santa Claus exists. Sorry if you're listening to this and you don't know that Santa Claus exists.
He's real.
So you grow up with the story, the narrative that Santa Claus exists, the North Pole, like a be good, naughty list, nice list, whatever. Then you grow up and then you realize it's fake. Your parents have been lying to you all this time. So I was like, oh, kind of takes some of the magic out of Christmas a little bit. And then you have to like find different ways to find a spirit of Christmas. So when you're reading about like the real origins of our traditions, why Christmas is what it is, because there's a quote in here in one of these that'll paraphrase one of the articles I was reading, is that marketers didn't ruin Christmas, marketers made Christmas. Mm-hmm. So when you hear something like that,
Christmas in the commercialized, like, let's buy gifts, let's throw a big party, let's paint everything red and green, hang up some lights, so yeah.
So how does that make you feel, like, reading things like that?
I don't know. I like the idea of making, obviously to me Christmas is a big deal. It signifies like Jesus's birth. So I think it's almost like throwing a party. Jesus a big...
It doesn't affect you at all.
It doesn't really affect me. I wish people didn't put so much emphasis on that as much as the real meaning of Christmas. But it's... I don't mind that people buy gifts. I mean, it's like Jesus got gifts when he was born. You know?
Okay.
I think it's commemorating the season, and everything that you do, there's always some sort of, motivation behind it. So if the motivation behind it is selfishness or pride and being like, I got the best gift, like, look at this gift I got you, don't do that. That's wrong. Mm-hmm. If you're doing a gift out of generosity and you want to like another reason I really love Thanksgiving is because there's that true meaning of thankfulness and like being grateful for everything you have and the people around you. I think Christmas is a great way to show that, and this commercialization of Christmas kind of feeds into that, of like, I wish more people, I think advertisers and brands do use that though as some of their messaging, like this Christmas season, like give a gift to the ones you love the most, like show your appreciation to them. I think in that sense it's really helpful to kind of create that Christmas spirit without all, but the line is so thin.
Yeah.
The line is so thin.
Yes.
And to answer your question, overall, no, it doesn't bother me. I enjoy it. I partake in it. I'm listening to Christmas music. I bought a Christmas tree, like, for my college apartment with my sister last year, like right before, because I was like, there's no Christmas spirit in the apartment, we need to go. So we went to Five Below and we bought a $5 tree and some decorations, and we had a jolly old time, put on some Mariah Carey, some Taylor Swift Christmas Tree Farm, and we decorated, and it was fun. Everything doesn't need to be super serious. I like decorating, and we drove around and looked at lights.
I love looking at lights.
I love looking at the lights. It's so fun, and especially like the neighborhoods that go like all
out.
Oh,
dude, yeah.
I was in LA for Christmas not for Christmas, but like after Christmas this year. Was it after or right before? Anyways, sometime in December, and there's this neighborhood where they go all out, and you like can walk all these streets, and they have like huge Santa and like snowman blow ups, and like people are selling hot chocolate on the street, and it's just fun. It's a good community builder. So yeah.
Cool. You do me a favor. Put your mic closer to your mouth. Yes. There
Okay.
you go. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's good. No, perfect. Yeah. No, I always wonder. I always wonder with those communities that go all out with Christmas. Like, is there like that has to be part of like your HOA? Like some or part of your a part of like a contract or something.
The one that I went to this December, we went with like my uncle who like lives there, and he said that the homeowners get like some sort of cut on like their electric bill during the month of December or something.
Nice.
Kind of like an incentive, but the people that buy homes there, like they know that this is part of it. It's part of it. You got to be a part of it. You got to go all out, Then
you don't want to be that guy who doesn't.
Yeah, you don't want to be the house with all the lights off.
Yeah, the Scrooge.
No fun.
Oh man, no, I think when it comes to Christmas and commercialized Christmas, I think about Valentine's Day, for example, and a lot of people begrudge Valentine's Day for being like, oh, you always hear like, it's a corporate holiday. It's made up corporate holiday. Why would you celebrate it? It's a corporate holiday. But then those same people would turn around and go balls to the wall for Christmas. I love Christmas. So it's like, okay, well, if you're gonna begrudge Valentine's Day for being a holiday just straight up made by corporations, then at least recognize that in some part, arguably the most meaningful the most relevant meaning to society today is the one made by the corporations.
But also it's just fun. Like Valentine's Day, single for every single one of them in my life, but it's still fun. Like it's just a time. Who doesn't love a good theme party? Like wear red and pink all day and tell people you love them. I don't like a good theme party. I think you're the odd one out though. I think you're the minority in this one.
But Valentine's Day has been.
Did you wear green for St. Patrick's Day?
I had my hat that had green on it,
Lame.
But look, okay, we're hitting all the holidays today. St. Patrick's Day though, at some point it's like, okay, you're really gonna pinch me? Right now? Like, are you really pinch me? Pinch me, I fucking dare you, pinch me. Like, you're not gonna go up to an adult and say, hey,
if you're my friend, I will pinch you.
I'm not gonna go. So if you pinch me, I'm gonna look at you weird. Like,
Okay.
What are you doing?
I can deal with that.
What are you doing?
It's the tradition, Anthony.
What tradition?
Pinch you if you're not wearing green.
Where did the pinching even come from? Is that like some leprechaun thing? Is that because I know leprechauns like in mythology are really conniving and secretive, and they love to play tricks on humans. Is that what that comes from? Like, I
don't know.
Are the leprechauns pinching you if you don't wear green?
I have no idea where it comes from. I just have fun with it. Just
God, that's like elementary school. It's like that's where that fits. But
you don't like having fun?
Pinching does not equate is not mutually exclusive from fun.
Oh, okay. Whatever.
Give me a I guess where I make up for my my obsession with Christmas by being down on every other holiday. Like, I don't think like
it balances out.
Yeah, it balances out. Like on average, if I'm 100 on Christmas, I'm like a 50 on everything else except for Thanksgiving. Halloween, hot take. Not a big fan of Halloween.
Me neither. I'll eat chocolate.
I don't even like eating candy.
Oh, I do.
I think it's fun to dress up, I guess.
Yeah.
I dressed up as Buzz.
You don't like theme parties, but you like to dress up for Halloween. You caught yourself.
I dressed up as Buzz Lightyear.
Okay.
2 years ago. I was 18-year-old dressed up as Buzz Lightyear, and I went out. I went out. See, I would go out. I don't know. I guess I went out trick or treating with my friends, just like to mess around. and we walked past this dad and his little toddler son walking around. He was also dressed as Buzz Lightyear.
That's really funny. Did you have a full-on costume, or you just put on like a same color shirt?
So it was a pack. Okay, and it came with, it was
from from Party City.
I don't know. I got it from Amazon,
Okay.
and it was like a purple hood that you put on your head. It was a inflatable like jetpack that you wrap around your shoulders.
Oh.
And gloves, Buzz Lightyear gloves.
So you could tell you were Buzz Lightyear.
Yes,
for sure.
So I wore, in addition to that, I wore a white shirt, and I printed out the buttons like that are on his chest.
Okay.
So I printed out on I cut out the paper, I taped it to
I thought you brought out the iron-on and everything.
God,
I was like, whoa, Anthony.
No, I don't have very many white shirts, so I can't. So I taped it on with like Scotch tape, on my chest, and then I got a laser pointer, and hair tied it to my wrist.
That's intense. You went all out.
Not really. I had like khaki pants, sneakers.
Do you have a picture?
What were we talking about?
What were we talking about? We were talking about Santa at one point.
We were talking about Santa. Yeah, Santa, hate to ruin it for you, but, invented by Santa as we know today, made by Coca-Cola. That's the reason he's red.
Oh.
Coca-Cola branding.
I love Coca-Cola.
Like the brand or the drink?
Both.
I like the drink. I like the brand.
You don't like the drink?
I'm not a big soda guy.
Oh.
Ginger ale is like my soda of choice, or root beer.
Oh.
If I'm gonna drink soda, I'll drink that.
I wish I was I don't drink soda girl, but I like soda. Like, there's nothing better than going through a McDonald's and getting an ice cold Coca-Cola. It's so good.
The McDonald's Coke hits different. Yeah, it does.
It does hit different, but any other Coke will suffice as well.
I don't know. I think I went for a long time without drinking soda and just drinking water, and then when I drink soda again, it's like,
I know.
What is this?
I'd like to clarify. I don't drink soda, like 30 cans of soda a day. I drink water. I try to limit myself.
Don't dehydrate
but
yourself.
When the opportunity comes, I will be taking a soda.
Oh, I'm sure you're not like a high school teacher of mine who had literally like 7 Diet Cokes that he drank every day.
The obsession of teachers with Diet Coke, that pipeline.
That Venn diagram is a circle.
It's a circle. It's a circle. Anyways, we didn't look into that.
Santa is red because of Coca-Cola. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer was an invention of this department store who makes coloring books, and they needed a good coloring book for Christmas, so they made this red-nosed reindeer named Rudolph, so that they could, children would buy more coloring books and buy more colored crayons.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And then the song came after it?
I believe, yeah. Yeah, I believe so.
What if the song was like a jingle to go along with the...
Yeah, it was created. So Robert. Okay, so let's see. Department store. The store was called Montgomery Ward. It was invented by a copywriter.
Look at you.
Let's go. Invented by a copywriter. They had him create Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer in a children's book at first, then the coloring book, and he also created the rhyming song. To like advertise, to make a story around the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
That's so cool. I love that.
I wonder, is there like a council of Christmas that because it's kind of disconcerting to me that so much of this Christmas lore just got invented by a bunch of random people and then slowly got adopted into society. Like there's nobody like approving this stuff. Like there's no like brand consistency with Christmas. Is there nobody that's like, there's no like group of people that's like, okay, somebody wants to come up with like a new Christmas character, which by the way, we haven't really had a new Christmas character in a while, right?
Yeah.
Like I can't think, like a lot of the things that we talk about with Christmas like come from mid to early 20th century stuff.
Would you count? Well, no, I was thinking Olaf, but that's not really Christmas that much.
I don't know. Good point. He can count. He can count as Christmas.
He counts?
But he wasn't. You see him on a lot of Christmas stuff because he's a snowman, and he's derivative of Frosty, and he wasn't invented for Christmas. He was invented for a movie, so not really. So yeah, half counts up to you. See, I would pass that along to the Christmas Council
to make an executive decision,
up to a vote. Maybe.
But also maybe in a few years, like once it's that far gone, we'll see him as, because maybe right when this company made this coloring book, they didn't see Rudolph as a Christmas character. They just saw him as the coloring book reindeer.
No, he was made to be a reindeer. I mean, the song is about reindeer. Like, Rudolph is a Santa's reindeer. I
know, but like it could have just been like a side project and not really considered a part of like the Christmas like brand.
It's just a little, I mean, it worries me. Like, these people can just say, "Oh, Santa has another reindeer now." What? Like this, what
if Santa has a kid? What if Santa retires at one point and Santa Jr. takes over?
Can a department store? I don't know if department stores have, but can some like marketing firm and advertising agency
Genius
come out and say,
"You're gonna have to contact me for that, please."
Santa Claus is retiring, and now we're gonna have a new Claus. His name's Jeremy. Jeremy Claus is Santa.
He rides around on a Tesla.
Oh my God.
Yeah. No, not a Tesla. He goes on like the SpaceX and he goes.
What if? Yeah, can really. Where are the checks and balances on creating Christmas lore? Hold on. Yeah, because can PETA one day be like, hey, we don't like how reindeer are mistreated in Christmas.
We don't like the way they're portrayed.
Our Santa now drives an electric car around the world delivering Christmas presents.
Listen, if that happens, I'm gonna point back to this podcast and be like, "Run me my check."
Dude, yeah, we need to trademark this shit immediately. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay.
Listen, I'm just saying, these things take time. Brand building takes time, and that could be the next building block.
Well, I hope what did we get from this conversation about Christmas? I don't know, but
call me if you want Christmas branding ideas. That's what we got for the conversation.
Melissa, you have a topic.
I do have a topic.
Please.
It's a fun topic.
My topic was also a fun topic.
It was. I really enjoyed it. Thank you for that.
Great. I'm excited for yours because I know nothing about this.
Yeah.
So please,
without further ado, my topic is something that I really enjoy. It's something that I've given a lot of thought to, which is the brand that is Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, I personally would say maybe, pop star in the world. It's really cool to be a fan of hers just because she's not only a singer, she is a brand. At this point, Taylor Swift is not just a musician. Taylor Swift is not just a songwriter, even though she is a genius in both of those things. She has created this brand of Swifties, and this that sounds so weird to say, but it's true.
I forgot that's what you call yourselves.
Swifties, and we love it.
Swifties.
But yeah, I was reading up on like how she kind of started. She moved from a small town in Pennsylvania to Nashville. She forced her parents to move to Nashville to get started on her music career. She's been writing songs for a few years at that point, I'm guessing. And she would literally go door to door to different recording companies. That's what they're called?
Yeah.
Yeah. And she'd be like, "Please let me sing for them. Please let me sing for you. Please sign me." Whatever. She would go. And then she finally got signed with Big Machine Records. And she produced her first album and she started touring. And I was reading up on like how she created her fan base, because it's really hard as like basically like a teenage girl that you aren't getting a lot of radio play. It's like your first album. She was one of the first people to really start using social media as like content marketing to build her brand and her audience and her community, because I really do feel like it's a community. Even though I say I'm a big Swiftie, but there's so many people that are like so much more into it than I am. I just observe a little bit from the sidelines. You know? I go on the field a little bit and then I come back. And I'm like, I don't have time. There's people that
dip your toe.
It's just, there's so much going on with her at all times. It's so hard to keep up.
So what are some of the what is she, like what are the different Taylor Swift verticals? What is she operating in? You know, what is she doing? Because there's the song, there's her music, and that's all I know.
Music. Okay. So she has like other sponsorships. Before she used to do more, but now she's too big. She's like, I don't need your money. She's like, I could just release music. I could do my thing. And it is what it is. But she used to have big partnerships with Coke and with, what's it called? Keds shoes. Remember? She was all over that. She was the face of Keds basically. She also had a partnership with like Apple, which is pretty huge. But right now, I think the magic of Taylor Swift is that she's at this point in her career where she is known and she can basically do whatever she wants. And I think the coolest thing about Taylor Swift is that she doesn't stay in a box. She started in country, she transitioned into pop, and now she's doing like this kind of in between, like more chill vibe. It's not bubblegum pop. And it's so different because she has distinctive brands for each of her eras and her albums, but they are all Taylor Swift and they all come together in a way because she kind of takes us along the journey of her life through the songs.
So I know that there's a lot of one of the only things I know about Taylor Swift is like there's like a divide between people who loved her country roots, because I come from a pretty rural place, and that population where I come from loves their country music, and I always hear, oh yeah, I loved Taylor Swift back when she was country.
Old Taylor.
Not so much anymore. So like, what is is there a similar divide like in the greater fan base? Like do you feel like that, like, do you love the entire Taylor Swift discography? Do you know people who are like, no, I'm only Taylor Swift in her second era, I don't like anything else? Like how's that divide up?
I feel like every fandom is just like a fan of the artist, so they're gonna like everything. But there are a lot of people, and I respect that. Like I lean more towards country music, I lean more towards pop music. I like this more, well, they're all like singer-songwritery, but what really appeals me to Taylor Swift is the songwriting. Her songs are actually poetry. Like the way that she can make you envision what is happening, the way she story tells, the way she puts in these metaphors that make you feel these emotions that you've never felt before is just exquisite. And I think, I don't even know where I'm going with this. I'm just telling you how much I love Taylor Swift and how much I love her songwriting. And I think it's just a story, and you get drawn into it, which I think is what a brand should be. You should be drawn into a brand and you should want to support it, and like it should make you feel something. And Taylor Swift makes you feel something different in each era that's still Taylor Swift feeling. Yeah.
See, when I think about my own music fandom, like what
do you like to listen to?
I really listened.
Christmas music.
I'm pretty
strictly Michael Bublé's Christmas album on repeat all year.
Listen, November, December, and last weeks of October. That's all I'm listening to. But beyond that, I'm pretty genre agnostic. I can move across a bunch of different genres and really like I take a lot of things from I'm not super cut off like from anything. I love 80s new wave. I love disco. I love punk rock. I love rap. I love lo-fi. I like people from all these different things. My favorite band is the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Okay. And so I guess I'm kind of using them as an analog to your Taylor Swift. Like, okay, how do I think about the Red Hot Chili Peppers? And yeah, there are distinct like phases of their career that that you can see. Like they have their initial like really pop funk days, and then they get more into like rap rock. And then more alternative rock in like with their Californication and By the Way, which like those are their biggest albums, and so on and so forth. And they're all characterized by different people in the band and whatnot. And me as a huge Red Hot Chili Pepper fan, I love I love the artist. I like the artist, and then what comes out of them, I'm there to listen to it. And the quality of the song is the quality of the song. I don't really judge it based on what genre the song is that they're doing. It's who they are.
Yeah, you don't care what the song truly sounds like. You just love them, and you see the art behind it.
Well, I want the song to sound good.
Okay, the example that I'm thinking of is Taylor Swift's Lover album. Was her 7th album, I believe. Yeah. And it was a complete shift in branding from Reputation. Her previous album was dark and grungy, and she didn't do any interviews, and she was like, I just need to say what I need to say, and this is like people say now, like, I'm in my Reputation era.
What?
Like
Reputation era? What is
when you're in your Reputation era, that means it's like your comeback, like you're coming back stronger than before. Like you don't care what anyone else has to say. You're just gonna do what you need to do and say what you need to say.
Urban Dictionary, Reputation era. The top definition has to do with Taylor Swift.
Of course.
It says, but I'm curious how you feel about this. Reputation is Taylor Swift's best era and album.
I personally love that Reputation album.
Reputation era as a slang is usually used on Stan Twitter when some popular musician is expected to drop their dark themed album. It is also used when a person is getting hate and a lot of backlash for something. Person A, they're trying to cancel me, LOL. Person B, you're coming for your Reputation era, OMG.
I'm in my Reputation era. Just kidding. But yeah, so coming back to from Reputation, from that dark, grungy, like give 0 F's about anything era, she comes into this new era called Lover.
Yeah, okay. I heard that album. I heard that.
So Lover's branding is pastel pink and blue and like whimsical, and like in the cover album, like her hair is like blowing in the wind, like contrast. Mm-hmm. Talk about contrast. Like that's contrast.
Okay.
And so the first single from that album was called Me! ! Uh-huh. Have you heard that song?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
No, I think I haven't heard Taylor Swift in a long time.
I know that song. It was really anticipated within like the fandom, obviously, but it doesn't scream Taylor Swift. Like it's not like the most beautiful, romantic, poetic lyrics. Are you looking at the lyrics? I'm looking
at the cover album for the Reputation. The cover for the Reputation album.
Such a good cover.
And I was just like, okay. I remember I've seen this before, and I remember seeing this and thinking, oh, okay, yeah, this is not your mom's Taylor Swift.
Yeah, no.
Anymore.
Taylor Swift's gone dark.
Yeah, Taylor Swift. Okay, I guess.
T-Sizzle. On the dark side.
Okay, I guess not for me anymore, I guess. And not that it ever was for me, I guess, but
yeah. So yeah. You can see going into the new one, and then that song Me, which was the single, like the lead single of it, was with Brendan Urie from what band is he from?
Panic at the Disco.
You're right. And the song literally sounds like it was made for an elementary school pep rally. Like, I love her so much. That song did not need to be the lead single. Let's see. She knows more than I do about the music industry, so.
I know that I'm a handful baby. I know I never think before I jump, and you're the kind of guy the ladies want.
And there's a lot of cool chicks out there.
And I know I went psycho on the phone. I never leave well enough alone. And trouble's gonna follow where I go. Yeah, this is is this what you would call bubblegum pop? I don't know.
I think I would consider that bubblegum pop. If you heard it, I think it would make more sense. The music video is literally a masterpiece, but it's bubblegum pop. And it's interesting because
I kind of want to play
even Brendan Urie, like, this really doesn't fit his brand.
Uh-huh.
And Taylor Swift either, like, coming into this new album that you would think would be more of like a love song based, she's coming out with this song called Me, all about, like, I guess it's like about like self-respect and self-worth and being like, you're never gonna find another one like me.
Mm-hmm.
It's just interesting that they both chose to do this song and put it out as the first lead single of Lover.
Well, I guess from just based on the little information that I have from this conversation, I mean, if you're going from that dark Reputation album to this really light it's called Lover, right? Lover. Then I guess it's the perfect way to make a statement, right? You know, like, just lead off with this really bubbly, out of the blue. And if it's about if her brand now is about being who you are, and, you know, I'm just gonna be me. I mean, the song is literally called Me. Yeah, no, I think it's a good way to make a statement. Hey, like, this is who I am now. But see, wasn't there one of her most famous songs is You Belong With Me?
Oh yes.
You know, and
that was from a while ago. That was her second album though.
Right. Shows how often I listen to Taylor Swift. And I feel like that kind of had the same message too, right? Where, because, you know, the character that she plays in that song is, you know, the unpopular girl, and she's, well, hey, you know, you belong with me. I'm not gonna be the high heels girl, you know. I'm not gonna be the cheer captain. Is she coming back? Like is it kind of full circle? Don't you think? It sounds like it's the same message.
I guess you could say that too, but then after Lover, she kind of went off the rails, and now she's writing songs that, like, aren't necessarily, like, about her. She's writing more like stories and, like, using characters and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
So it's really interesting. I feel like her songwriting is really being challenged and pushed in that aspect. Like, she's not only writing songs about, I feel like a huge criticism that she got is that she only wrote breakup songs about her own life. Not true.
Yeah, her and Adele.
It's not. I mean, I don't follow Adele that much, but
I just know
Taylor Swift has so many songs that aren't about breakups. If you only just listened to them, but
the popular
I understand.
ones, the popular ones though, I feel like
not even.
Really?
Not even. Let's not get into that.
Like, I mean, like, okay, so I'm exactly the population that you're talking about. You know, where I only knew Taylor Swift as the girl who
that wrote about the breakup song.
Yes.
Like, don't mess with her. She's gonna write a breakup song about you.
Exactly. You know, that's like, you know, I got that from the you know, the memes that I saw, and then, like, the songs I heard on the radio. Like, okay, the songs I'm hearing on the radio match up with these memes. So
yeah,
I think, look, from that perspective, I think it's a perfectly fair thing to say.
I think she does write love songs, but who doesn't?
Right.
And she also has a lot. I mean, I don't know.
I was in band in high school, and we had a tech come in work with us, and he said that, I'll never forget this, every song, there's only two types of songs. Every song is either a love song or a pirate song.
A pirate song?
It's either a song about love or a song about pirates. And, like, it never be that. And I don't know what he meant about pirates.
Yeah,
but
that's a little strange.
Maybe I don't know, like reverse engineer pirates or whatever. But love song, yeah, everything. So many things have to do with love. Songs, movies. So, like, love is a common thing everywhere.
Common theme. It draws people in. It's enticing.
Everybody feels love.
In one way or another. Hopefully. I hope so.
I think everybody feels love.
I don't think everybody does.
Well, I think everybody at least has the capacity to feel love.
Oh, yes.
And, you know, even, you know, they say that the opposite of love isn't hate, it's indifference, right? So anybody who's ever...
That's also a Taylor Swift line.
Well, Taylor Swift got that from real life. I don't know, not everything is a Taylor Swift.
Everything is a Taylor Swift line in my head, okay? what's the line? It says, it's it isn't love, it isn't hate, it's just indifference. From I Forgot That You Existed, off of Lover, actually. There you go.
Well, I don't know what you want me to say. I mean,
it's just a fact.
it's just what it is. So yeah, I think that's why everybody love just speaks to everybody. I can also think about artists though that I only like a certain aspect, like only a certain type of song from them. Like the Bee Gees. I mentioned I love disco. They have a lot of songs that aren't just disco songs, but the songs that I love from them, and the only songs I listen to from them, are their disco songs. You know, so there's a, I guess you can say, that's I guess what separates the popular artists from the mega star artists. You know, the ones.
I think that also is what separates the hardcore fandom from just fans.
Right. But I think there's definitely artists though that can inspire that hardcore fandom better than others.
Yeah.
Otherwise, everybody would be a megastar. You know, so like Taylor Swift, one of those people who can inspire people to listen to everything that she made herself, like she is the attraction.
She is the attraction. I think she makes albums that the music is not the only thing that comes out of them. You know, she. Especially coming back to like now that she's re-recording her music and doing like vault tracks and stuff, she's going back to her roots a lot to bring those elements back into these re-recordings of these songs, you know? And one thing that I love about Taylor Swift is the Easter eggs that she places in everything.
Oh, yeah.
There is hints everywhere and the fandom goes crazy over them. That's kind of where I draw the line. Because I'm like, I can't sit at my computer decoding a 3-minute music video and just pausing on every frame, you know?
Well, that's what the Beatles did so well back in the day. Yeah, because there was a whole hidden story about the Beatles that Paul McCartney had died, and who the Paul McCartney that you knew was like a double, like in his place. Oh. So if you know, you've probably seen their most famous album cover, Abbey Road, where like they're walking across the street. So that is one example where like they hid. So the order in which they're walking in, right? It's I don't remember the order that they're in, but I think it's John Lennon in the front, and he's dressed like a pastor, a priest at a funeral. Another guy is one of the other ones is dressed like a gravedigger. Paul is dressed. Yeah. I'm gonna look it up so I don't speak out of my ass here. Here we go.
We use resources here. We know what we're talking about.
Yeah. Okay. So, John Lennon in the front, dressed in all white, like a angelic or pastor figure. Then we have Ringo in second, dressed in all black. He's going to a funeral. Paul is third in line, and if you notice, he's out of step from everybody else. He has a cigarette in his hand. He's barefoot, like symbolizing that he's dead.
Okay. He's
dead. And then George Harrison in the back, dressed like a gravedigger, in the blue
denim.
Blue denim. So and then there's parts in other songs where it's like you can hear like in the background like, oh, I killed Paul and I buried him. Like yeah, there's like like you look up like Paul McCartney dead, and that's like a whole.
Isn't he the only one that's alive now?
No, him and Ringo are the only ones alive. Yeah, George and John are well, supposedly Paul's still alive. Supposedly. Yeah. So yeah, I mean the Beatles. We're talking about mega stars. I mean the Beatles. Like another band who like they are the attraction. I guess that's kind of what it's about, right? Like if you want to,
you've made it at that point.
If you want to be big, well, I think the strategy is like if you want to, is there an emergent strategy here? Like if you want to be big, not just make great songs, great music, but also you yourself be.
I think it's about the experience. When I said that, I thought of the Kim Kardashian or the Kardashian film.
Because like so people love the Beatles, people love Taylor Swift, and people love a lot of bands, and a lot of bands. But the biggest ones are the ones who are just they span a lot of time, a lot of generations. And then on the opposite side, you think about like what's the one hit wonder. You think about the one hit wonder and like what's the problem with them? The problem with them is that people only like that one song. People aren't interested in the artist. Yeah. The artists aren't interesting enough to have everybody else to make the rest of their work shine.
I love this because I feel like it ties in so perfectly with the importance of branding and having like a whole collective brand that people love. You can't just have one product. The product isn't enough.
Yeah.
You need to have a brand that people are enticed by and want to be a part of, like not only from like visual assets, whatever, like we learn like it's the emotional behind it. How do you make a person feel? Taylor Swift makes you feel like her friend. Taylor Swift makes you feel like you know all the inside secrets that nobody else does, whether it be through secret vault tracks or like special, like sometimes at the end of albums she'll have voice recordings of like the original idea behind the song. Or a huge one that she does is she'll do like secret messages in, she used to do that like way back in the day. Every song, you know, when you used to get a CD and you would have like the little lyric packet.
Yeah. In
the lyrics, everything would be lowercase except a few select letters that would spell out a secret message.
Okay.
And so the super fans that bought the CDs and went through and found the secret messages would kind of get a hint as to what the song was about, the true meaning behind a song.
Gotcha.
And so
that was before Genius was a thing. Now you just look it up.
You can't do that anymore, but she did it for when she announced her first re-recording. She put out like a whole it was like a essay kind of thing. Like it was just a document.
Yeah.
And everything was in lowercase except I think it spelled out the day that it was going to be released. And so it was kind of just like it was a letter.
Making the people work.
Making the people work, but that is what makes
it's interactive.
You interact with it, and it makes that emotional connection. I've been talking so much recently about how much I love experiential marketing and building that emotional connection with your consumer, because I feel like that is the best way. When you get like your senses involved, like it's not just hearing a radio ad or watching and listening, I guess, to a TV commercial. It's interacting, it's touching. It's like physically going into a place where you can like hear sounds like surround you. And I think anything that you can get a consumer to interact with your brand, even if it is looking for the capital letters on a letter that you posted on Instagram, builds that. I feel like those secrets, it builds an exclusive community. And those people are going to be diehards and they're going to support you all the way. And that's my favorite part about branding, is bringing that community in. And yeah, the emotional feelings behind advertising and branding is fascinating to me.
Well said. Finger snaps. Angel finger snapping in the background. Hope everybody at home also finger snapping. Melissa, this has been a ride.
It has been a ride.
We're going on an hour and a half.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
No way.
Hour and a half. Does it feel like that? Does it feel like no?
I feel like I'm just chatting with my friend.
Awesome. See, great.
Besties.
Yeah. Now I'm what do I need to do to qualify as a Swiftie?
It's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle.
I don't know. You self-identify.
Nah, I don't like doing that, because then like, then I don't want to devalue what it means to be a Swiftie.
Okay. Do you want me to set up some parameters for you?
Yeah, like there needs to be like I said with Christmas, like I said, like there's things have meaning. Like you can't just like Christmas has meaning. Being a Swiftie should have meaning.
Okay.
Just like how I think like this could be a whole other half hour, but Star Wars. The Star Wars brand to me doesn't have meaning anymore, because it's just so many different things, and it's just
I would love to talk about that. I know nothing about Star Wars, but it fascinates me.
I'm a disenfranchised Star Wars fan,
logged off.
Yeah, and when you say you love Star Wars, like that doesn't mean anything anymore, because people like There's so much different things about Star Wars and so many different things with Star Wars that some Star Wars fans hate others, hate other aspects of Star Wars that other people love. So I'm just not gonna. I don't want to devalue Swiftie like how I think Star Wars has been devalued. So
okay,
give like what do you think?
Parameters.
Yeah, what do you think is a Swiftie?
I think the most important part, to me, I think finding one thing that you love about her and really being passionate about it. For me, it's songwriting.
Okay.
I suck at words and writing. Like, words, they just don't work in my brain like that. And I find it fascinating when someone else is talented in something that I'm not talented in at all.
Oh my God.
So finding something that like you love about her or any artist, truly, keeping up with it, I guess, is an important part of like being a fan. You can't say that you are a fan of the Red Sox and not watch a single game.
Gotcha. Right. Yeah.
You understand? You feel?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Melissa, any like closing comments, thoughts, ideas that like how was this? How was this for you? How did you feel? How was it?
I loved it. I love talking to people and I love building relationships. That's why I love being a part of the agency also, is just like you meet so many people and you get to talk about so many things, and I learned so much from just sitting here and having a conversation with my friend Anthony, and just had a good time. Now got to go back to the real world.
Yeah, this is great. I love this. This is this recording time, headphones on, mics on. I love it. I hope get to do it more. Hope to get you back on again at some point. Do you have any are you active on social media? Like, do you like want people to follow you? Like, are you doing anything anywhere that you want people to come and interact with you?
If you're interested, I would say follow me on LinkedIn. I'm just Melissa Rodriguez. I think my line is project coordinator at the agency at UF. Mm-hmm. So connect with me, let me know, send me a message, and yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I'm not super active on social media, but you can find I have a blog on Medium that I update like every blue moon. That's medium.com, I think /Anthony Bonet at Anthony Bonet on medium.com. You can read some of the stuff that I have on there, a bunch of things about video games, video game business analysis, and some short stories that I've written.
I'll be checking that out.
Yeah, check it out and let me know what you think. You can find this show on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and the video version on YouTube. We go up every other Friday, and this is off the top again at Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and YouTube. The account name is under the agency at UF. Leave us some great reviews. 5-star reviews really help us get discovered and get out there and find other people to listen to this, whatever this is. Like, comment, subscribe, follow us, interact with us. You can follow the agency itself on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at the agency at UF. The YouTube, by the way, YouTube channel where you find Off the Top is also the agency YouTube, the agency at UF. You can click on the flow code in the episode description. You can click on that link and then it'll just link you to everything that the agency does, everywhere you can find the agency. Yeah, I think that's it. I think we're done here.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Have a great day, everyone listening.
Bye-bye,
guys.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.